In this video we are going to be getting our bedroom finished. We decorated it, oh gosh, must have been the first year we're here, so we've been here 2 years in March, and there's just so many finishing off bits to do in here. So I'm just going to give you a quick tour, show you what I'm going to do, what we're doing, and then we're going to get this bedroom cleared because we need to vacate to be able to do what we need to do. So what we need to do, so we need to clear half the room and then move everything else to the other half because I need to do the floors. So we sanded these not long before Olive was born, so it must have been April time. We hired an industrial sander and stuff, and I basically sanded them all whilst being 32 weeks pregnant, I think I was. But unfortunately we never got round to actually oiling them. So we've oiled Olive's room, but we need to do all the other rooms that we've sanded the floors on. Because obviously it's been a little while, I need to go back over them and just give them another sand just to get any other marks that have appeared and stuff, and then we can get that oiled. But obviously for me to be able to do that, we need to move everything to one half of the room and then to the other half, because unfortunately we don't have any space in the rest of the house to completely clear the room. Okay, so we've managed to get the room cleared, ready for the floorboards to be sanded. Yeah, it didn't take too long actually. There's just a few more bits that we need to get out before I can start sanding, but I think I'll do that on Monday. We're not going to do anything tomorrow because we're going to go and see family. Monday and Tuesday I haven't got Olive, so I can just focus on getting the floors resanded and hopefully maybe get the first coat of oil on. Need to get this done before Sunday next week, so yeah, it's a very tight deadline to get this done. So bearing in mind I need to allow 24 hours between each coat of oil, and I've had to split the room into two, so that's technically 4 coats of oil, but it'll be fine. We'll get it done by Sunday. Yeah, I'll check in again with you on Monday. So I've just dropped Olive off, so I'm child free for the rest of the day. So I am going to obviously get the floors sanded today. It's just like a final sand because obviously we've sanded them previously, which was last year. However, because obviously we haven't oiled them or anything, there are some marks and stuff that need just sorting out before we can actually oil it. But also the floor in this room was stained prior to us sanding them. So like in between all the grooves, there is quite a lot of stain. So I think I'm going to try and sand in between as well, just to try and lift any stain that's down there. And then there's a few floorboards which my husband's going to get changed. So we managed to take out most of the stuff in this room, but obviously we've got chest of drawers, the bed, etc. So they're still in here, which I've covered with dust sheets. But it shouldn't be too dusty. I've got my Ryobi orbital sander, and I've got attached to a pretty decent hoover, so it shouldn't cause too much dust hopefully. But yeah, I'm just going to get a sanding pad on here, and I'm just going to sort of work back and forth through the room, and yeah, we'll go from there. So yeah, let's get started. So one half of the room is finished. Yeah, we have a hole in the middle of the floor. The floorboard's not been cut right, so it just keeps falling in on itself. But we're going to replace that whole length there with some new board. And there's another bit over here that we need to replace. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get the other half done. But you can see the difference. So yeah, it was definitely worth doing it. I'm going to stop for today because I need a shower and I need to go and pick up Olive. So yeah, we'll carry on tomorrow, and look at the state of my hair. Looking good. Anyway, right, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. So we're now on Tuesday, and what's going on with my hair? Anyway, me and James have just moved all the furniture, so it's over in one side of the bedroom. So yeah, we're on to the second half, which hopefully I should get done today. So yeah, let's get on. we're nearly there. I've only got this little section here to do and then we're done. James is just cutting me the bit of floorboard that needs to be replaced. Sorry, the lighting's really bad where I'm sitting. There we go, that's there. Yeah, so James is just cutting me a bit of floorboard that needs replacing. And then maybe, fingers crossed, we might get some oil on tonight. If not, definitely we'll do tomorrow morning. But yeah, hopefully I've just got enough battery to do this last little bit, because I haven't quite got any batteries that are fully charged yet. And then we can tick this off the list and I can get myself in the shower and get my hair sorted. And yeah, feel quite disgusted at the moment, so. James has replaced the floorboard here that needed replacing. I just need to go over it with a sander. It's kind of raised a little bit in the middle, so I need to try and just level it out a little bit. And then once I've done that, I'm going to get on and oil the floor and get the first half of it done. Okay, so I've done that. So I am using Osmo epoxy oil on the floors. I use this in Ollie's room as well, and we're going to use this all the way upstairs. It's literally just a transparent oil, but I need to do 2 coats, and I need to allow 24 hours between each coat. So let's get it open and give it a stir, and then we can start applying it. We're now on Sunday, so it's been a few days. I haven't really been doing much in here. Obviously I'll finish oiling the floors, which I'll just show you. But yesterday James spent most of the day just fitting the skirting boards in this room. We've still got one section of the room still to do, but most of it's on. So it's just a case of all the skirt boards have been filled and they just need a sand, and then we can prime them. So I'm painting them in a grey undercoat, just because the colour that's going on the skirt on the woodwork is going to be the same colour as the wall, so it's obviously quite a dark colour. I didn't prime when I painted the skirting boards in Olive's room, and the skirting boards in there are dark blue, and it took me about 6 coats to get a good coverage. So yeah, so we don't have to do 6 coats. We're going to prime them in a grey first, which hopefully then means I don't have to do as many coats. So we have architraves on around the door. All the floor's been oiled, so that's all looking good. And then obviously we've got all the new skirting boards around here and under the window. So we haven't done it along this wall yet with the skirting boards, but that's because all the furniture's up here. But once we get the furniture back to where it normally lives, that wall is generally free anyway for us to be able to do any work on. But we need to get this room back to functioning as a bedroom tonight. So the plan is to get the floorboard sanded and then probably get the room back to normal, or normal-ish, until we can do the next stage. So for the skirting board, because we've had screw holes that have been filled, I'm going to go in with the orbital sander because that's obviously on the flat surface, but I am going to sort of go over hand sand it as well, just because obviously it's MDF skirting board. Generally there are some sort of rough areas and stuff, so I want to make sure they're out as well before I start priming it. So I've got 180 grit sandpaper on here, and then I'll use 180 grit to go over by hand as well. So I didn't update you yesterday with where I got to, but I finished sanding the skirting boards. I did need to go over again with the filler, just because there was a few places that needed a little bit more filling. So I've done that, but I haven't got around to sand it. Thankfully we didn't have to get back in this room last night. The plan was, because my mum was down, we were going to get back in this room, and then my mum could sleep in Ollie's room, but she was happy to sleep on the sofa downstairs, so we stayed in Ollie's room, so we didn't have to do that. So the room is still nice and clear for me to carry on and get things done. However, the next few days we're not around, well, I'm not about that much, got other things going on, so I'm not going to be able to do a huge amount in the next few days. but hopefully come next weekend we'll get a bit more done. So if you want to know when the next video is, then do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when that video goes up, and please give me a thumbs up on this video, that would be much appreciated, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!